this.
Oh, thank you. Hey, is that the picture from our trip?
You know that feeling when you were standing outside someone's apartment building for the very first time, holding a small bag with a gift inside, staring at a row of buzzers, and suddenly you realize you have no idea what the rules are. Do you take your shoes off? Do you just sit anywhere? What if the apartment is tiny and you do not know what to say about it? What if you accidentally put your glass on a table and nobody told you that was a crime in this house? That moment of quiet panic, standing outside the door, wondering whether you are about to be the perfect guest or a total disaster. That is exactly where we are starting today.
And on the other side of that door, the host is panicking too. Trust me. I know because I am about to open mine. My apartment is not exactly ready for guests. There is a pile of books on the coffee table that I meant to organize last weekend. A picture frame that has been crooked for 3 months. And I am pretty sure I forgot to buy milk for the tea. But here we go. Because today, we are going to walk you through an entire home visit. From the moment you buzz up to the moment you say goodbye at the door. And by the end, you will know exactly what to say at every single step. Welcome to Pocket English Daily. I am Nora, and today my apartment is the classroom.
And I am Miles, the guest who is about to learn every unwritten rule of visiting someone's home in English. I say unwritten because nobody teaches you these rules in a textbook. They are not in any grammar book. But if you get them wrong, you will feel it. And so will your host.
So today, we are doing what textbooks will not do. We are living through a real home visit, mistake by mistake, phrase by phrase. Here is what you will learn. How to greet a host and bring a small gift without making it awkward. How to handle the shoe question at the door, because that question trips up more guests than any grammar rule ever will. How to compliment someone's home, even when it is small. How to accept a drink. Use a coaster. Ask for the bathroom.
And this is the one most people forget, how to leave politely when the visit is over. That last one is surprisingly hard. Nobody wants to be the guest who does not know when to go home.
We will get there. All of it. But first, Miles needs to figure out what to do with his shoes. All right, in a moment, you are going to hear what actually happened when Miles arrived at my door. It did not go perfectly. Real life never does. But before we get there, I want to give you 3 patterns to listen for. 3 things you will hear in the story that are going to come back again and again tonight. Think of these as your listening targets. The first one, and this is the universal guest greeting, is the phrase, "Thanks for having me over." The phrasal verb, "have someone over," means to invite someone to your home. You will also hear, "Thanks for inviting me." Both work. But "thanks for having me over" sounds warmer and more natural in casual English. It is what a friend says, not what a business contact says. Listen for Miles to say it the moment he walks through the door.
The second one is about complimenting someone's home. When you visit for the first time, saying something nice about the space is not optional small talk. It is a social signal that says, "I appreciate you opening your personal space to me." And the word you want is cozy. It means small, warm, and comfortable. It is the polite, positive way to describe a modest apartment. The word you want to avoid is cramped, which means uncomfortably small. Never say cramped to the host. Always say cozy. You will hear me use it soon, and you will hear why it matters. And the third pattern is one of the most paradoxical phrases in the English language. Make yourself at home. Every English learner should know this phrase, and every English learner should know that it does not literally mean treat this place like your own house. You should not open the fridge without asking, wander into the bedroom, or put your feet on the coffee table. It means relax, get comfortable, stop being stiff, but respect the invisible boundaries. We will come back to this phrase later because I am going to learn exactly where those boundaries are, the hard way.
Now, before the story begins, let me give you 5 objects that are going to appear in every scene tonight. Think of these as the furniture in my apartment, except each piece of furniture is also a vocabulary lesson.
Number 1, coat rack. That is the stand or hooks near the front door where you hang your jacket or bag when you come inside. If the host says, "Let me take your coat," they will hang it there for you. You do not need to look for a closet. Just hand it over.
Number 2, shoe rack. The shelf near the entryway where outdoor shoes go. And here is a real-life reading tip. If you walk into someone's home and see a shoe rack with shoes already lined up neatly by the door, that is a strong signal. It means this is a shoes-off house, even if the host does not say it directly. The shoe rack is speaking for them.
Number 3, coffee table. The low table in front of the sofa, it is where you will put your drink, and it is the table that Nora is about to spend the rest of this episode worrying about.
I am not worrying. I am being vigilant.
Number 4, coaster. A small pad, usually cork, ceramic, or wood, that you place under a cold glass or hot mug to protect the table from moisture rings or heat marks. And I am going to be honest with you, listeners. Before I lived in the UK for a year, I had no idea what a coaster was. I genuinely thought it was something at a theme park. The first time a British friend said, "Here, use a coaster," I looked at her like she was speaking another language. Now I carry 2 in my bag wherever I go. That is what living in someone else's culture does to you.
And number 5, kettle. The small appliance in the kitchen for boiling water. And in the UK and many other countries, offering to put the kettle on is the universal signal that the visit has officially begun. And you are welcome. If your British friend walks into the kitchen and clicks the kettle on, congratulations, you have been accepted. So here's what really happened. Not the dream version, the real version. Miles buzzed up. I heard his footsteps on the stairs. 1 flight, 2 flights, 3 flights. And during those 45 seconds, I did the following. I shoved a crumpled sweater into the hall closet. I kicked a pair of old slippers under the shoe rack. I wiped a smudge off the bathroom mirror with my sleeve. I considered hiding the crooked picture frame entirely, decided against it, and then I opened the door. Miles, you made it. Come on in, come on in.
Hey, Nora. Thanks for having me over. Sorry I am a couple minutes late. I could not figure out which building was yours. They all look the same from the street.
That happens to literally everyone. My own mother called me from the building next door last month. Do not worry about it. I am just glad you are here.
Oh, I brought you something small. Just some chocolate. Nothing special, but I did not want to show up empty-handed.
You really did not have to do that. But thank you. I love chocolate. Come in, come in.
So, should I take my shoes off?
Oh, yes, please, if you do not mind. You can leave them right by the shoe rack there. And here, let me take your jacket. I will hang it on the rack.
Thank you. All right, listeners, let us stop the story here for a moment, because what just happened at the door contains 3 of the most important guest moves in the entire English-speaking world. The first one, the question, should I take my shoes off? This is one of the most important questions a guest can ask, and most English learners never learn it in a classroom. Here is why it matters. In many British and Canadian homes, taking your shoes off at the door is expected. It is about keeping the floors clean, especially if the home has carpet or light-colored rugs. But in many American homes, the rule is less clear. Some households prefer shoes off. Some say, keep them on, it is fine. And some guests feel genuinely uncomfortable walking around in socks because they worry about holes or smell. The safest move, the one that works in every English-speaking country, is to simply ask, should I take my shoes off? Or even shorter, shoes off? If the host says yes, kick them off and put them neatly by the door. If the host says, no, keep them on, do not overthink it. The fact that you asked, that alone tells the host that you are considerate and aware.
And there's a second question hiding in that doorway moment that most people miss. Did you catch what Miles said when he handed me the chocolates? He said, "I did not want to show up empty-handed." To show up empty-handed means arriving without bringing anything at all. And in English-speaking cultures, visiting someone's home for the first time without a small gift is considered, well, it is not a disaster, but it is a missed opportunity. It does not need to be expensive. Chocolates, a bottle of wine, a small bunch of flowers, or a bag of nice biscuits, any of those work perfectly. And the language pattern is always the same. Listen carefully. The guest says, "I brought you something small. It is just a little thank you." You minimize the gift so the host does not feel overly indebted. And the host responds with exactly what I said. "Oh, you really did not have to," even though culturally both of you knew you did.
And here is a confession, listeners. The first time I visited someone in England, I did not bring anything at all. I just showed up at their door with my hands in my pockets and a big smile. Nobody said anything, but I could feel this tiny flicker of something in the host's expression. It was not anger. It was more like a quiet note of, "Oh, he came empty-handed? I did not make that mistake again." One bag of chocolates from the corner shop. That is all it takes to change that first impression completely. Quick check for our listeners. What is the safest move when you arrive at someone's home and you are not sure about the shoe rule?
Ask, that is it. Should I take my shoes off? One question, 6 words. And you have already told the host everything they need to know about what kind of guest you are going to be. Miles walks into the living room, and I watch his face because this is the moment every host secretly dreads. The moment your guest sees your actual life, not the version you posted on Instagram, not the version you described over coffee. The real version, the one with the stack of books you said you would organize, the picture frame you said you would straighten, and the coffee table that looks like a small library exploded on it.
Wow, Nora, you have a really lovely place. It is really cozy. I love how much light comes in through that window.
Self-deprecating thank you. It is small. Honestly, it is a bit cramped. And sorry about the mess on the coffee table. I meant to tidy up before you came, but time just got away from me.
What mess? This looks fine to me. Oh, is that picture frame supposed to be tilted like that, or is it?
It has been crooked for 3 months. I keep meaning to fix it, and I keep forgetting. Do not judge me.
No judgment at all. My place has a drawer that has been broken since I moved in. Some things just live like that.
Exactly. Okay, please have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. There should be enough room on the sofa if you move that cushion. Okay, listeners, I want to point out something important that just happened. Miles complimented my apartment. He said, "It is really cozy." And how did I respond? I immediately said, "It is small. It is cramped. Sorry about the mess." I apologized for the state of my home, even though, honestly, it was not that bad. This is something that English speakers do constantly. It is called the modesty ritual or the self-deprecating host response. And if you have ever visited someone's home in the UK, the US, Canada, or Australia, you have almost certainly heard it. The cultural logic is this. By apologizing for the imperfections of your space before your guest notices them, you are managing expectations and projecting humility. It signals that you are not arrogant about your home. And here is the part that matters for learners. The correct guest response is never. Yeah, it is a bit small, is it not? That would be devastating. The correct response is what Miles did. Deflect. Reassure. And then share your own imperfection. What mess? This looks fine to me. My place has a broken drawer. That exchange creates warmth and trust. Both of you just admitted you are imperfect, and neither of you judged each other for it.
And let me give you a few more safe responses for that moment, because it will happen to you. Besides, what mess? This looks fine to me. You can say, "Are you kidding? This is lovely." Or you can redirect with a specific compliment. "I love that bookshelf," or "That plant by the window is gorgeous." Specific compliments are actually more powerful than general ones because they show you are paying attention, not just being polite. What you should avoid, and I learned this the hard way, is ever agreeing with the host, even as a joke. I once visited someone and said, "Yeah, it is a bit small, but it is nice." I thought I was being funny. The room temperature dropped about 5 degrees. Never again. Now let me talk about two adjectives that sound similar but carry very different social weight. Cozy and cramped. Both words describe a small space, but cozy is warm and positive. It means small in a way that feels comfortable, intimate, and inviting. Maybe there are cushions everywhere, warm lighting, a window with a view. Cramped is negative. It means small in a way that feels uncomfortable, tight, and claustrophobic. You are bumping into walls, tripping over furniture, and there is not enough room to breathe. As a guest, always use cozy. Never use cramped. As a host talking about your own space, you can use either, but cramped is usually self-deprecating humor, not a genuine complaint. And here is a bonus adjective, cluttered. It means filled with too many untidy things. Nora used it about her coffee table. It is a common self-criticism word that hosts use to lower expectations. Sorry, the coffee table is a bit cluttered. It sounds soft, honest, and slightly apologetic.
And here's a personal story that proves this is a universal habit. I have a friend in London who lives in a genuinely tiny studio flat. I mean, the bed is in the kitchen. You can touch the fridge from the pillow. And every single time I visit, she says the exact same thing. "Sorry about the state of the place. I have been so busy." And every time, the place looks completely fine, but it's just what we do. So if you visit an English-speaking friend and they apologize for the mess, know that it is not a real apology. It is a social ritual. Respond with warmth, compliment something specific, and move on. Okay, would you like something to drink? I can put the kettle on for tea. I have got instant coffee, or I can get you a glass of cold water.
A glass of cold water sounds perfect, thank you, if it is no trouble.
No trouble at all. Coming right up.
Let me stop the scene here because this moment, the drink offer, is not just about hydration. In English-speaking cultures, offering a beverage is the official signal that the awkward arrival phase is over and the relaxed visit has begun. In the UK, offering tea is almost reflexive. "Shall I put the kettle on?" is practically a greeting. In the US, the offer tends to be broader: water, coffee, iced tea, soda, sometimes a beer depending on the time of day and who you are. But here is the key point for learners. When a host asks, "Would you like something to drink?" you should accept something. Even if you are not thirsty, say, "Just a glass of water, please." Refusing everything can create a small social awkwardness because the host has nothing to do with their hospitality impulse. They want to give you something? Let them. And notice two polite patterns in that exchange. The host says, "Would you like?" That is the standard polite offer. Not "do you want," which is fine between close friends, but "would you like" is warmer and more considered. And the guest says, if it is no trouble, a politeness softener that shows you do not want to be a burden. Both of these are high utility B1 structures you will use everywhere.
Here you go.
Thank you. That is perfect.
So, Miles, tell me about your week. How has it been going? The glass is on my table, my wooden table, without a coaster. The condensation is already forming a ring. I can see it spreading. It is happening right now as we speak. The water droplets are sliding down the glass and pooling on the surface of my coffee table. The coffee table I assembled myself on my hands and knees with a YouTube tutorial and a questionable set of Allen keys. And now there is a cold, wet ring forming on it. And I need to say something. But how do I say it without sounding like a furniture-obsessed control freak?
Oblivious, relaxed. Oh, it has been a pretty good week, actually. I had this meeting on Tuesday.
Casually, as if she just remembered, oh, wait. Sorry, Miles. Let me grab you a coaster for that. I should have put one out before you sat down. Here you go.
Oh, oops. Sorry about that. I did not even think.
Do not worry about it at all. It is my fault for not putting them out. I always forget. Okay, this moment right here is worth its own lesson, because what just happened is one of those domestic situations that nobody warns you about before you visit an English-speaking home. In many Western households, placing a glass, especially a cold, sweating glass, directly onto a wooden surface is considered a quiet offense, not a crime. Nobody is going to ask you to leave, but it is a moment where the host's heart rate spikes a little. The condensation leaves a water ring on the wood, a pale circle that can be permanent if the wood is not sealed properly. And for some hosts, that ring is deeply personal. Now, here is the social instruction that makes this double as a language lesson. Notice how I handled it. I did not say, you are ruining my table, use a coaster. I said, here, let me get you a coaster for that. That phrase structure is critical. Let me softens the instruction. It turns a correction into a helpful act. For that, points to the glass without accusation, and by adding, I should have put one out. I took the blame myself, even though Miles was the one who made the mistake. That is how English speakers correct guest behavior without embarrassing them. The host absorbs the fault. The guest is protected, and the table is rescued.
So your two phrases here are, as a host. Here, let me get you a coaster for that. Gentle, helpful, no blame. And as a guest, if you do not see a coaster and you want to be proactive, before you put your glass down, you can ask, do you have a coaster I could use? That one question instantly tells the host that you are aware, considerate, and respectful of their home. It is a small phrase, but it carries a lot of social intelligence. I wish I had said it before the damage was done.
About 20 minutes into the visit, something changed. Miles shifted on the sofa. He uncrossed his legs. He crossed them again. He glanced down the hallway, and I could see it. The quiet desperation of someone who needs the bathroom but does not want to interrupt the conversation to ask.
Hey, Nora, could I use the bathroom?
Of course. It is just down the hall. First. No, wait. Second door on the left. The light switch is on the outside of the door, which is a bit weird, but you will find it.
Got it. Be right back. Surprised, embarrassed. Oh, this is not the bathroom.
Nope. That is my bedroom. And please do not look at the state of it. And denk like that damn is about that compaked smile via spine. That door was closed for a reason.
I am so sorry. You said first, and then corrected to second, and my brain just held on to the first one. My mistake entirely.
Honestly, it is completely fine. It happens. The bathroom is the next one, right there. You will know it is the right one because there is a small mat in front of it.
Got it. I will get it right this time. All right, while I am in here pretending to wash my hands for an unusually long time out of embarrassment, let me quickly explain the important cultural rule behind what just happened. Because it is not really about counting doors.
This is something I want every listener to remember. In Western homes, a closed door is not an invitation. It is a boundary. If a door inside someone's home is closed, it typically means that room is private. It could be a bedroom, a home office, a storage room, or a laundry room with a mess that the host is not ready to show the world. The cultural rule is simple. Do not open closed doors unless the host has specifically told you to. If you accidentally open the wrong door, and Miles is living proof that it happens to real people in real time, the best response is quick, light, and apologetic. I'm so sorry. Wrong door. And then move on. Do not stare inside. Do not comment on what you saw. Do not make a big deal out of it. The host will laugh it off, and the moment will pass. There is actually a beautiful phrase in English for this social rule. We say, make yourself at home, but... And the invisible ending to that sentence is, but do not snoop. To snoop means to look through someone's personal belongings or private spaces without permission. It is considered very rude. So remember, in a home visit, stay in the communal areas, the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, unless the host explicitly gives you a tour of the other rooms.
And one quick language note. If you need the bathroom, the polite ask is, could I use the bathroom? Not, where is the toilet? Which can sound a bit blunt in American English, although it is perfectly normal in British English. If the host says, it is just down the hall, that word, just, means it is nearby and easy to find, which is what I should have paid more attention to. But hey, now I know which door is which.
Time has passed. The glasses are empty. The chocolates, somehow, are already gone. The conversation has shifted from awkward but polite to genuinely relaxed. And outside the window, the sky has darkened from afternoon gold to deep blue. It is that part of the visit where everything feels comfortable and nobody quite wants to break the spell. More water, or I can actually make proper tea now. The kettle just boiled.
I am fine. Thank you. Actually, Nora, do you need any help with those dishes? I see there are some glasses in the sink.
Surprised. Pleased. Oh no, please do not worry about that. You are a guest. Just relax.
Are you sure? I do not mind at all.
I am sure. Really? But that is very kind of you to offer.
This is another unspoken rule of being a good guest, and it is one that separates a polite visitor from a great one. At some point during the visit, you should offer to help with something, clearing the table, washing the glass, carrying the plate to the kitchen. The phrase is, do you need any help with that? Or can I help with anything? The host will almost always decline. No, you are a guest. And the correct response is to offer one more time. Are you sure? I do not mind at all. If they decline again, accept it graciously and sit back down. You have done your job. The offer itself is what matters. It shows respect and consideration, even if the host never actually accepts it. Well, look at the time. I should probably get going. I have an early start tomorrow.
Already? But we just got comfortable.
I know. But this was really wonderful. Thank you so much for having me over. Your place is great. The conversation was even better. And those chocolates, well, I think they are already gone. Every single one.
They are. I may have eaten the last 3 while you were in the bathroom. But seriously, Miles, thank you for coming. This was really nice. We should do this again soon.
Definitely. And next time, you should come to my place. I will make sure I have coasters out.
I would love that.
Thanks again, Nora. I had a great time.
Aw, me too. Wait, before you go, you have to see this one thing on my phone. It is so funny, it will take 2 seconds.
And this, listeners, is the moment that nobody warns you about, the doorstep extension. You have already said goodbye. You have your coat on. Your shoes are back on. And then someone says one more thing. And suddenly you are standing in the doorway for another 10 minutes, having an entirely new conversation while half inside and half outside the apartment.
It's true. In English, we even have a phrase for it. We call it the long goodbye or the doorstep chat. And honestly, it is one of the warmest parts of a visit. It means neither of you really wants the evening to end.
But eventually, you do have to actually leave. And if the host keeps finding reasons to keep you, you can gently escalate with, I really should go, but this was wonderful. That phrase, I really should go, is one step firmer than I should probably get going. The word really adds gentle urgency without being rude. It tells the host, I mean it this time, but I am not upset about it.
Okay, I will let you go. But text me when you get home, okay?
Will do. Good night.
Good night, Miles. Hey, yes, polite departure is one of the most underrated skills in social English. Many learners know how to arrive, but nobody teaches them how to leave. And honestly, leaving badly can ruin an otherwise perfect visit. So let me break down the formula that Miles just used because it works for any casual visit. Step 1, signal. Use a transition phrase that tells everyone the visit is ending without being abrupt. Miles said, "Well, look at the time." That word, well, is one of the most powerful discourse markers in English. It signals a major shift in the conversation. Other options: I should probably head off soon, or I should probably get going. Step 2, reason. Give a brief, low-drama reason. I have an early start tomorrow. You do not need to justify yourself for 5 minutes. One short reason is enough. Step 3, thank. Express genuine gratitude. Thank you so much for having me over. Notice how this mirrors the greeting Miles used at the door when he arrived. It bookends the visit. The same phrase that opened it closes it. Step 4, future plan. Suggest a next time. We should do this again soon. Or better, flip the invitation. Next time, come to my place. That tells the host that you valued the visit and want to continue the relationship. And step 5, the one most people do not expect, the doorstep extension. You thought you were done? The goodbye at the door often becomes its own mini conversation. This is completely normal. Enjoy it. But when you genuinely need to leave, upgrade from "I should probably get going" to "I really should go." That word, really, is your polite escalation.
And that final moment, text me when you get home. That is a small but significant act of care. It means the host is still looking out for you even after you have left their front door. It means the visit did not just end, it extended into the walk home. If you hear that phrase from your host, you are not just a guest anymore. You are a friend.
Now, before we wrap up, I want you to practice saying these phrases out loud. This is the part where you stop just listening and start speaking. Miles and I will say each phrase slowly, and you repeat it after us. Ready? Slow, clear. Thanks for having me over.
Slow, clear, you have a lovely place. It is so cozy.
Slow, clear. Should I take my shoes off?
Slow, clear, I brought you something small. Just a little thank you.
Slow, clear. Would you like something to drink? I can put the kettle on.
Slow, clear here. Let me get you a coaster for that. Slow, clear well. Look at the time. I should probably get going.
Slow, clear. I really should go. But this was wonderful. Thank you so much for having me over. We should do this again soon. If you said even a few of those out loud, you are already building muscle memory. Now let us do a quick review with context.
Phrase 1. Come on in. It is so good to see you. The warm welcome at the door. Example, come on in. I am so glad you can make it.
Phrase 2. Should I take my shoes off? The universal question for navigating the shoe rule. Example, hey, should I take my shoes off, or is it okay to keep them on?
Phrase 3. I brought you something small, just a little thank you. The gift handoff, minimize the gift so the host does not feel pressure. Example, here, I brought you something small. Nothing fancy.
Phrase 4. Sorry about the mess. I have not had time to tidy up. The modesty ritual, apologizing even when the place looks fine. Example, come in, come in. Sorry about the mess. I've been so busy this week.
Phrase 5. Make yourself at home. Giving the guest permission to relax, but with invisible boundaries. Example, please sit anywhere you like. Make yourself at home.
Phrase 6. Would you like something to drink? I can put the kettle on. The official start of the relaxed visit. Example, Would you like tea, coffee, or just water?
Phrase 7. Here, let me get you a coaster for that. Correcting a guest gently by taking the blame yourself. Example. Oh, wait. Here, let me grab a coaster for your glass.
And phrase 8. Well, look at the time. I should probably get going. The graceful exit signal? Not abrupt, not awkward. Example? Yeah, look at the time. I should head off. Thank you for a wonderful evening. Now, let us test this together. I will set up a situation and Miles will ask you to respond. Then we will all say the answer. Situation 1. You arrive at a friend's apartment for the first time. You step inside and you notice a shoe rack by the door with several pairs of shoes lined up neatly. But the host has not mentioned anything about shoes. What do you ask?
Should I take my shoes off? Situation 2. You are sitting on the sofa. The host brings you a cold glass of water. You look down at a beautiful wooden coffee table, and there is no coaster in sight. What do you ask before you put the glass down?
Do you have a coaster I could use? Situation 3. You have been visiting for about 2 hours. You have had a great time, but you need to leave. How do you start saying goodbye without being rude?
Well, look at the time. I should probably get going. Thank you so much for having me over.
If you got even 2 out of 3, your social English is ready for the real world. Those phrases alone will carry you through 90% of any home visit.
Okay, final challenge. Nora's going to open her door one more time. She's the host. You are the guest. She will say something, and you respond out loud using the phrases we learned today. You have 5 seconds.
Hey, come on in. It is so good to see you. Oh, do you want to take your shoes off? You can leave them right there.
Go.
Here's what we would say. Thanks for having me over. I brought you something small. Just a little thank you. And yes, I will take my shoes off. You have a lovely place. It is so cozy.
Did you say some of that out loud? Even a part of it. That counts. And here is your comment homework. It is just 1 or 2 sentences. Answer this question in the comments using English. When you visit a friend's home, do you usually take your shoes off? What do you do? For example, in my country, we always take shoes off. I leave them by the door, or I usually ask the host first. I do not want to do the wrong thing. Share your answer. We will read some of our favorites in a future episode.
If this episode was useful, share it with a friend who is learning English, especially if they have ever felt awkward visiting someone's home and did not know what to say. And do not forget, we have a free listener mini pack with all 8 phrases and a practice worksheet. The link is in the description.
Next time on Pocket English Daily, we are talking about something everyone deals with: money. How do you ask the price politely? How do you split the bill without making things weird? And what do you say when you are on a budget? That one is coming soon.
See you next time. And remember, wherever you are visiting today, you already know the most important rule.
Which is,
Use a coaster.
good night, everyone.
Bye.
I had a really great time. So did I. Maybe we can do this again. Absolutely. Bye. See ya.